2-inch polisher is the best thing to hit the detailing industry since sliced bread. However, unless you wanted to make your own pads, you're out of luck. Kevin Brown of Buff Daddy came to the rescue and recently released his very own 2-inch pads, and we have them here today to review. They're available in 3/4 of an inch and 7/16 of an inch tall, and they come in maroon cutting pads, yellow polishing pads, black finishing pads, and microfiber pads. Today we're working on this black Nissan Pathfinder that has deep scratches, swells and reds all around the door handle area. As always, start with the least aggressive pad, so we're taking the yellow polishing pad on our Harbor Freight $26 2-inch polisher, and we're adding some Menzona FG400. 4 small dots of polisher applied, and it's very important to keep polisher on the panel before you start, because as you're going to see in this demonstration, it splatters everywhere if you lift it off. So now we're going to work in the polish before we actually start polishing, and we're going to work in a regular crisscross pattern, overlapping by 50% just as you would with any DA polisher. Hook and loop backing on these pads are very high quality, and they come on and off the polisher very easily. However, they're strong enough to keep the pad on there at high RPMs without it flying off. So after wiping off the residue, we check our work and we can see that the yellow polishing pad removed a lot of the defects and swells. However, the deep scratches were still there. So, of course, we move to the next stronger pad, which is the maroon cutting pad. The maroon cutting pad is quite a bit firmer than the yellow polishing pad, but we're still once again going to use Menzona FG400. We're going to place 4 small dots on the pad, and then we're going to go ahead and spread out the polish before we start polishing. Note on this clip, there's no splatter because we start the polisher while it's on the panel. Once again, the rotation of the pad was great, there was no stalling of the polisher, and even when we moved up towards the curve of the panel, the polisher kept on going and the pad was working great. We're only applying enough pressure to keep the pad on the panel, and no extra pressure is needed to remove defects safely with these pads. So now we've removed the residue from the panel, we're going to grab our Rupes pen light and check the progress. This is the before, and then we move over the top of the handle and you can see no more defects whatsoever. All the swirls, deep heavy scratches are completely gone. This pad is a great pad to use for getting out swirls, scratches, heavy defects around those hard to reach places. Bear in mind though, we only recommend you wash these by hand, as using a regular pad brush can damage the pad at high RPMs on the polisher. A 2-inch polisher is a tool that every detailer should have, and at just over $4 a piece, these pads do not disappoint. They're available right now at buffdaddy.com and we highly recommend them.